I don't think it's fair.
Well, I was appalled.
So in total, we're looking at about $80,000.
Just a few of the grounded travelers now being told they won't be getting their money back for canceled flights. Julian Wilson and her fiancé booked a destination wedding in Punta Cana a year ago. 41 of their friends and family were going until COVID-19 hit. Sunwing first said it would refund the money. Then it changed its policy, holding on to tens of thousands of dollars the group paid, offering travel credits instead that are good for 24 months.
I personally don't think it's fair. We paid for a service, we paid for a trip. They are the ones who canceled that trip, and we did not receive that service or that trip. We don't really understand where our money is being used when we haven't been on an airplane, we haven't been at a resort, we haven't eaten the food or anything like that. So we don't understand what they're using our money for, that they cannot give it back. Money is definitely important to a lot of people in our group, just because some people are getting laid off. Some people don't know if they're going to have a job in the coming weeks.
These WestJet customers booked a flight home from Mexico on March 15th, one day before the flight was canceled by the airline.
I was appalled because I don't think they're entitled to do that.
This woman booked with Air Canada back in January.
How can you say that if I can't make it, then I lose my money, but if you can't make it, I lose my money again?
This consumer lawyer says even in difficult times like this, travel credits don't cut it.
I'm of the opinion that they do not have the right to do so, and in fact, they're required to give people the same form of payment as they received. And in most of the cases, that's cash. And I believe that if they cannot fly due to a fortuitous event, then in fact they're required to return people the cash that they paid.
The federal government hasn't addressed financial support for airlines, so it all comes down to money, says airline expert John Graddick, and an effort by the carriers to stay afloat.
Well, if you don't have the revenue coming in, you're going to have significant expenses, and you've got to have the cash on hand to cover those expenses. It really is cash conservation.
WestJet and Air Canada say they're dealing the best they can with a situation that's changing rapidly. Sunwing says it stopped giving refunds to be more consistent with other airlines. Passengers could file a complaint with the Canadian Transportation Agency, whose role it is to make sure airlines are following the rules. But the CTA has already come out publicly on the side of the airlines when it comes to travel credits, raising questions on whether passengers who complain will even get a fair hearing.